Imagine this. It's 3:40 in the morning. The house is quiet. Everyone is asleep. Then you hear gunshots. They're coming from upstairs. A moment later, your 13-year-old sister screams that your brother just shot someone. And then you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, slow, deliberate. And in that moment, you realize something no one should ever have to understand. The danger isn't outside your home. It's already inside. That was 15-year-old Xavier Childs' reality on January 24th, 2021. His 17-year-old brother, Raymond Childs III, had just murdered their father, their stepmother, their older brother, their younger sister, and his brother's pregnant girlfriend. And he wasn't finished. When Xavier tried to escape, Raymond hunted him through the freezing darkness, shot him while he begged for his life, and left him bleeding in the snow. Then Raymond walked back inside to make sure no one else was still alive. 6 people were dead: a 13-year-old girl, a woman 9 months pregnant, days away from giving birth. All because a teenager had been told he was in trouble.
For Raymond Childs III has changed forever. 4 members of his family are gone, and he's the one accused of pulling the trigger, killing them and his brother's pregnant girlfriend.
The first thing that goes through your mind is you're just heartbroken. Not only did so many people lose their lives, but you think about that family and what they were anticipating. I mean, the baby was due in a week.
Marion County Prosecutor Ryan Mears tells WRTV Raymond Childs III faces a count of murder for each of the 6 deaths, including his father, Raymond Childs Jr., his stepmother, Kezzie Childs, his brother, 18-year-old Elijah Childs, his sister, 13-year-old Rita Childs, and Elijah's 19-year-old girlfriend, Kiara Hawkins, and her unborn child.
This is the Raymond Childs III case. And what happened inside that house on Adam Street is a reminder that the most dangerous people don't always look dangerous. They're already among us. Welcome back to Killers Among Us. Here we explore the hidden side of obsession, addiction, and the psychological fractures that turn ordinary lives into crime scenes. These are stories about people who didn't look dangerous, people who blended in, people no one suspected. I post new cases up to 2 times a week, so if true crime, unsolved mysteries, and psychological deep dives are your thing, consider subscribing and turning on notifications, because the most disturbing stories are the ones that feel close to home. Now, let's get into today's case. By most accounts, Raymond Childs Jr. was trying to do the right thing. He was 42 years old, a music producer, the founder of Just Real Records.
And I'm just wondering, is there heaven for a cut? November 29th, yeah, my life it took a cold twist. My brother Muji got caught up in some bullshit. One shot to the head, left my brother laying dead. I got that phone call, I started shaking at the legs. October 25th, yeah, they took another one. My brother Don G, yeah, they got another one. Wasn't a whole year later before my brother died. I look up at the sky, and I just wonder why my brothers had to go so soon. Never got a chance to see their kids' first day of school, June 5th. It was another sad day for me. That's when I lost the closest thing, and his name was Stro G. I miss you, I never will forget you.
Alongside his wife, Kezzie, he ran youth outreach programs in Indianapolis, using music to mentor at-risk kids. He believed in structure, he believed in discipline, and he believed his children could be something more.
Swag.
time, baby, no rental. I just wanna ride with you, spending my time with you. They want you tonight, I want you for life. So what are we gonna do? Is it gonna be me and you? What you in this tonight might just change your life. I'll flood you with ice, girl. Take you out and I'ma show you the world. Bet you I can show you something new, girl. Just know I'm that guy, we can fly high, come anytime, yeah. No need to fight, hop in my ride and we can just vibe, yeah. Yeah, yeah, and we could just vibe, yeah. This was a jam, so I'ma play it all night, yeah.
In January of 2021, the house on Adam Street was full. Raymond Jr., Kezzy, their sons, Raymond III, 17, Elijah, 18, and Xavier, 15. Their 13-year-old daughter, Rita, and Elijah's girlfriend, 19-year-old Kiara Hawkins. Kiara was 9 months pregnant. Her due date was January 31st, 1 week away. She had already chosen the name for her son, Chaos. On the night of January 23rd, 2021, Raymond Childs III took his father's car without permission and stayed out past curfew. In that house, rules mattered. When Raymond came home after midnight, his father was waiting. There was no yelling, no violence. Raymond Jr. simply told his son he was in trouble and that they would deal with it later. In the Childs household, later had a meaning. Family members would later explain that Raymond Jr. preferred to wait until emotions cooled. He would wake his son in the middle of the night and talk through whatever punishment was coming. But Raymond III wasn't willing to wait. Instead of facing consequences, he decided to erase them. At approximately 3:40 a.m., while his family slept, Raymond Childs III armed himself with 2 9mm handguns, and he began moving through the house. His first victim was his older brother, Elijah. Xavier woke up in the basement to the sound of gunfire. Then he heard his sister, Rita, scream. Raymond shot Elijah. More gunshots followed, then footsteps. Raymond was coming downstairs, moving room by room. Raymond entered his parents' bedroom. Whether they woke up, whether they saw the gun, no one knows. But Raymond Jr.'s final words were simple. "I'm sorry, Raymond. I love you." Raymond pulled the trigger. He killed his father. Then he killed Kezzy. Xavier hid, listening as his family was executed above him. When the gunfire stopped, he ran. Xavier burst out of the house into the January cold. Raymond followed. In the darkness, Raymond caught up to his little brother. Xavier begged. He cried. He emptied his pockets and held out the $44 he had on him. Raymond raised the gun. He shot Xavier in the leg. As Xavier collapsed into the snow, Raymond shot him again, this time in the arm. He had been aiming for his head. Then Raymond turned around and walked away, leaving his brother to bleed out in the snow. But Xavier survived. At 3:43 a.m., Xavier collapsed on a neighbor's porch. Police arrived to find a 15-year-old boy with multiple gunshot wounds. Before losing consciousness, he told them exactly who did this. "My brother, Raymond Childs III."
A 17-year-old is now formally charged with murder in the deaths of 6 family members.
Prosecutors have also released chilling details of what they believe Raymond Childs III did inside that Adam Street home over the weekend. ITMate's Richard Essex has our story.
The details of the probable cause are not for the faint at heart. Raymond Childs III used two guns, a 9mm handgun and an AK-47 style rifle to kill most of his family. Here's the picture of 17-year-old Raymond Childs III taken at the Marion County Jail this morning. He's accused of shooting and killing most of his family Sunday morning at their house on Adams Street. Childs has been charged with 6 counts of murder, 1 count of attempted murder, and 1 count of carrying a handgun without a permit. The shooting started after he left the house without permission.
You know, I think the argument initially started over a conversation about somebody going out or being outside the residence and spending, kind of sneaking out of the house. I think that was what initiated the dispute inside the home. Where it went from there, I think that's what we're trying to figure out.
According to court records, Childs had been at his girlfriend's house when his father called and told him to get home. When he got back to the house on Adams Street, his father told him he'd be in trouble later. Seconds later, gunshots were fired. Childs had gone into his older brother's bedroom and shot Kiera Hawkins and Elijah Childs in the head with a 9mm handgun. Kiera Hawkins was pregnant. The baby was deceased when it was delivered by cesarean section at the hospital. He then shot 13-year-old Rita Childs in the chest with an AK-47 type rifle. Police also found several rounds from the very same AK-47 near the body of his father and stepmother. They were shot several times in the torso. During the shooting, his 15-year-old younger brother, Xavier Childs, had been downstairs in a laundry room hiding. When the shooting stopped, he took off running. Raymond Childs followed Xavier and shot him twice with an AK-47, once in the arm and once in the leg. He told investigators, "He tried to shoot me in the head, but missed, I guess." Xavier Childs was found on the front porch of a home a couple blocks away. He was rushed to Riley Hospital in critical condition, but was able to tell police who shot him before being taken into surgery. Raymond Childs III did go back to the house on Adams Street to gather up some clothes, and then he took his father's car and went back to his girlfriend's house.
Inside the home, officers found 6 victims, including Kiara's unborn son. Police determined Raymond had switched guns when one ran out of ammunition. He didn't stop. He reloaded. After years of delays and a mistrial, Raymond was convicted. 6 counts of murder, attempted murder, weapons charges. At sentencing, Raymond denied everything. "I'm not a murderer," he said. The judge disagreed. Raymond Childs III was sentenced to 360 years in prison.
I cannot comprehend the darkness in your heart at that time that led you to commit such an unfortunate act on January 24th. What I do know is that our lives changed forever on this date, and you robbed us of everything we had.
Childs told the families in a packed courtroom that he is not the killer.
Just as I sit here 4 years ago, I'm innocent. It's not a day that goes by where I don't think about them or wish that they was here. Even on my bad days, I tell myself that they're still here.
The judge called the murders calculated, cunning, and cold-blooded, sending Childs to prison for the rest of his life.
So the 360-year prison sentence breaks down like this: 55 years for each of the 6 people murdered, including the unborn baby, and 30 years for the attempted murder of Raymond Childs' 15-year-old brother.
The evidence in this case could fairly be characterized as overwhelming. There was cell phone evidence, he was caught with the murder weapon, and most compellingly, his own brother identified him in open court, and it would have been nice if he had expressed some remorse about what happened.
Everything that he said, I believe. So, I don't too much believe justice was served, but I do hope that they do find the real people that did it.
The justice system decided he did it.
Cases like this are often reduced to headlines, but behind every headline are choices. Quiet moments where violence becomes justifiable to the person causing it. Understanding those moments doesn't excuse them. It reminds us how close they can be. Killers don't always look dangerous. They blend in. They live among us.
The young man who's supposedly been arrested, I don't know what done happened with him, but I knew him from the music scene, the music industry with my son a couple years back.
I don't know what goes through a person's mind. I don't know what kind of lie they listen to in their head that would tell them that pulling the trigger on anybody, but especially on this many people, is the right thing to do. I don't think I really want to know, to be honest with you.
And in this case, the threat wasn't outside the home. It was already inside. Until next time, stay aware and stay safe. Subscribe and turn on post notifications to get more of these stories.